To you, happy birthday, dear Leo. Happy birthday to you. For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow. And so say all of us. And so say all of us. And so say all of us. For he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow. And so say all of us. Hooray! Hooray! Hooray!
You have to know our talents all, and then you're allowed to have a wish, and you have to wish that I win the million in the next lottery. You're allowed to make a wish, and you have to wish that I get a million in the next lottery. But then he has to get So now, please make my cake and cut it down.
Marilyn Gore now sorry. The corner jail.
So Teresa made it. That's my friend. Teresa's a domestic science teacher, and she made the cake. That's Teresa. That's my girlfriend. Yeah.
Do all the names.
My girlfriend. Oh yeah.
My longest friend, but still my friend. Yeah.
And she's beginning to wonder.
All right.
Gio, are you going to say a few words?
Fun?
Are you going to say a few words?
You stand up, you can say, I hope I got you all here for my 100.
No, you were going to sing.
Oh, no. I'll sing after you do the speech.
Of course you want. Because I must have bring it up to Mary for God. Mine at the conclusion that we have to speak.
Joan gets all the photos. Joan is doing that. Yes, right?
You don't want to say something. No. We're at the wedding.
It was the same.
Very same
case.
I have for 3 years, I'd say.
5, 6 years.
Home over that.
Thank you. At every line cried Willie dear. At every word she dropped a tear. Oh, what a foolish girl was I to be led astray by that butcher boy. He went upstairs and the door he broke. He found her hanging by her rope. He took his knife and he cut her down. And in her pocket these words he found. Oh, make my grave both wide and deep. Put a marble stone at my head and feet. And in the middle a turtle's off, so the world will know that I died for love.
Yes, raise the back up, though. Come on. Why is he killing Mike? Why is he killing Mike?
Apprentice to trade I was bound.
Beautiful.
And the many's an hour sweet happiness have I spent in that neat little town.
Beautiful.
A sad misfortune came over me, which caused me to stray from the land, far away from my friends and relations, betrayed by the black velvet band. Her eyes, they shine like diamonds, you'd think she was queen of the land. And her hair hung over her shoulder, tied up with a black velvet band. I took a stroll down Broadway, meaning not long for to stay, when who should I meet but this pretty fair maid come a-traipsing along the highway. She was both fair and handsome, her neck it was just like a swan, and the very first thing that I said was bad luck to her black velvet band. Her eyes they shone like diamonds, you'd think she was queen of the land, and her hair hung over her shoulder, tied up with a black velvet band. I took a stroll with Miss Pretty Fair Maid and a gentleman passing us by. Well, I knew she meant the doing of him by the look in her roving black eye. A gold watch she took from his pocket and she placed it right into my hand. And the very next thing that I said was bad luck to her black velvet band. Her eyes, they shone like diamonds, you'd think she was queen of the land. And her hair hung over her shoulder, tied up with a black velvet band. Before the judge and the jury, next morning I had to appear. The judge, he said to me, young man, the case against you is clear. 7 long years transportation to be spent far away from the land, far away from your friends and relations, to trade by
I'll never forgive you for this fine.
Do that again. You're the first girl I saw able to do that.
Can you put it in now? Can you put a carnation in your mouth? No.
Look which I'm missing. And my heart.
When with you, I speak your name in my head.
How can you never
Pray. To prove that I love you, I swear I don't know how.
Look to me, please. No. Recover, Leon.
Here's your chair, that's Here's your chair.
Christ, I heard about the neighbours, but I didn't think it was that good. Can't wait. No, the only charm in the drum set. That's the team. Tina's a great lady, and she always in the best of form, and no matter what we're looking at, how long we stay up around.
She never says a word.
What we drink or what we don't. We have great support from Tina all the time, and that's one thing I must mention. Now, I want to thank the staff here tonight for the lovely meal they put up. And hello, drop out there. And that man there. You're even on camera.
And don't forget to come back.
My best wishes to the staff here for the way the three is here tonight.
Very good. But Jason, let him go. Go on. No.
He'll be back. He'll be back.
His point. That's what he wants.
Did he come with you up on me? Thank you all very much.
They start manufacturing these nails, okay? But they're looking for to establish the company regarding advertising who's going to buy the nails.
Yes, very.
So they're thinking
very
about
wise.
how are we going to get our product on the market? How are we going to advertise?
Very wise.
So they're thinking about radio and they're thinking about TV and papers, and so they come up with the TV. And obviously, what's the most publicised time of the day for advertising? So they think after the Angelus and before the 6 o'clock news,
Yes.
everybody looks at TV at that time, you know.
Yeah, very wise.
So the by the way, the name of the company was Murphy's Nails.
Murphy. Yes. And you
What else?
and you will have something to do with it.
But in any case, the Angelus comes on. The start of the campaign, the advertising campaign, the Angelus comes on, right? And Jesus is on the cross.
Yeah. Naturally.
And here, bong,
Bang.
bong.
Bang.
But there's 2 arrows on the caption, right?
Yeah.
Pointing to his wrists, and there's a big sign saying Murphy's Nails.
Yeah. Yeah.
And by the time the Angelus was finished, the switchboard was plagued with complaints, you know. So Murphy is going to have to redress the situation. He's going to have to think about some other ploy, you know.
Yeah.
All the complaints. So the next day the Angelus comes on. Bong,
Bang.
bong, Jesus on the cross. Jesus takes a look, sir. Jesus takes a look around, you know. There's nobody there.
No sign of Murphy.
No sir.
Where was he?
Good enough, he's gone.
So there's nobody about, so Jesus pulls down off the cross and legs it down the road. And at the end of the Angelus, the sign comes up, should have used Murphy's Nails.
Experienced pain in his life. He was about 75.
He was growing.
75.
No,
He went to the doctor and he was complaining so much about this pain, the doctor probably thought, well, I'll get him checked up anyway. So, because he was in the FEH and all this, he landed in the Mater nursing home, yeah? So he went in and he had an escort on each side, and they brought him into the room and they put him in and everything, and my father...
Was the guard
No, PJ and Porrick, yeah, and they brought him in. And he thought, like, my first day in the hospital, I'll have a few nurses running around me and they'll be doing this and that and the other with me. And they, of course, didn't do a thing. They left him. And they left him there. And because probably he was going to have tests the next morning, he got nothing to eat. If anybody knows my father, that goes against the grain, yeah. And he didn't get on to drink and he didn't get on to eat. And somebody came in once to say good night to him, and that was it. So he got up. He woke up the next morning very, very early because he was hungry, and still nobody came. And about 10 o'clock, nobody came. So he says, I have enough. And he packed the bags and he walked out. And he said, they probably never missed me, Maura.
You didn't tell them.
The story is.
The moral of this story is
Rank
that
Phineas.
when you go into hospital again, pretend you're gasping for life, and all the nurses will give you the kiss of life.
And they give you food.
Rang Finian, and Finian, the man that was here, he's gone now. Finian come in from me. About 9:30. Brought me home.
There's probably very few people in this room, myself, and I think there's only one other that knows, apart from Maura and Porrick, that knows Leo as long as I do. And I think that's Teresa.
Yeah.
That's what?
Teresa would know for Leo.
Oh, yes.
Around the same as myself. But Firstly, I'd like to congratulate Leo on reaching his birthday, and it's a wonderful achievement. And I always say to Leo when I visited him that he is lucky because he has such good health, and that's what it's all about. Yeah. And if himself and John keeps on the medicine, I'm sure he'll have
You're live to be 82, John.
John won't, but Leo will.
So, I know, as I said, I know Leo for a long time. We've soldiered together a lot. And as I always said, if myself and Leo had a penny for every sheet of wallpaper we put up, we'd be very rich today.
Yes.
And I remember myself and Leo down in cabin wallpapering from my mother, Lord of Mercy. And I don't know whether it was upside down or not. But the next morning, we couldn't tell the difference anyway. But my mother inquired to our health, and Leo informed her that we had drank a half a gallon each. Which she was horrified about.
Because your woman never drank.
She was a pioneer.
So I would like to formally thank Leo very much for all his support and advice to me down through the years since I come to Dublin in '69. And I wish him long life for the future. And many thanks.
Every Saturday night.
Yes.
They went to the private pub and they had the few drinks and then they came back and it was the same recipe every Saturday night, the buns and the apple tart.
And then she sacked me. Oh yes, go on.
Well, I never done that for you, but I always enjoyed your company. And that's lasted for many years. And it was only finished off in latter years.
Yeah.
Well done.
That visited Leo, that his latter partner has been a very, very good friend to him, and that's Blackie.
Yes.
And that was a very good choice for Leo.
Back here, a month or two ago, you know, and like the missioners came and they were going round to see the people. And so I'm there this day looking at Cheltenham. It was the time Cheltenham the races was on. It's fierce cold day, fierce cold. And the next thing was the bell rang and I got up and went out. And this priest was on the door. I knew who he was because they were coming around. And he said, my name is Hogan. Do you know? He didn't say Father Hogan. And I said, well, you're very welcome. I said, my name, I says, is Leo. And there's nobody living in this house, I said, only myself and the partner. And the cat was asleep on the chair, you see. So then, like, he had preached of the altar that we weren't to delay them or offer them any alcoholic drinks. They weren't. And I said to him, listen, I said, it's a good cold day, Father, I said, and you'll join me for a drop of whiskey. And pulled over a chair to the little table that I do use myself. And he said he would. And I went out and got those 2 drops of whiskey. Like
so in other words, a glass of whiskey.
Well, I tell you, I wasn't mean about it. And he sat down, and before he took a sip of the whiskey, he says, Leo, he says, you didn't introduce me to the partner. You said that yourself and your partner was here. You didn't introduce me to the partner. Well, I said, Father, I said, sorry about that. I said, but there's the partner there. The cat was stretched out. Now, I will admit, he was very good sport, you know. He was very good sport. And we had a great chat, and he told me then, he jumped up about 10 to 6 or that way, and he told me that they were being groped in the Bond Secure Hospital by the sisters. And Leo, he says,